strategize together. Let's hear it from an expert. Join the conversation, it's informative and free. You and me, let's talk some strategy. Now here's your host, Dorien Morin-van.
Hey, everybody. It is I, Dorien Morin-van. I'm so excited to be here today. I've got my friend Judy Fox here today. She and I met just a little bit ago in Lima, Ohio for Social Media Week, Lima, and it was fantastic to meet her for the second time this year. So I'll introduce you to her in just a second. But before she comes on, let me do a shout out to our sponsor, Social Insider. They are the intuitive dashboard for social media analytics, reporting, and competitors analysis for brands and agencies. If you need data, you need Social Insider. So for those of you who are here live, let us know where you're joining us from. And if you're listening to the replay, don't forget to put hashtag replay in the comments. We would love to answer your questions if you have any. And last but not least, welcome to those who are listening to this as a podcast. Welcome to Strategy Talks. So I'm going to introduce you to Judy Fox. Hi, Judy.
Hi, excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. So who is Judy? She's listed as a top 10 LinkedIn coach for 2021 in Yahoo Finance. She's featured in Inc. Magazine, CEO Magazine, Vid Summit, Social Media Marketing World, Video Marketing World, People of Video, and on several top 100 marketing podcasts. With over 18 years experience in business development and sales, Judy Fox developed the LinkedIn Business Accelerator Method. Clients are implementing this LinkedIn method to achieve more business and over 1 million content views in 90 days. Wow. Ooh, that's amazing. So, Judy, welcome. And I'm so glad you're here. Those of you who are watching this, you can see it says LinkedIn content strategy that rocks. So let's dive in, Judy. Let's talk about LinkedIn. What's happening on LinkedIn these days?
I would say, LinkedIn is the place where we keep hearing, bring your full self to work. LinkedIn is trying to also say it's now be to brilliant. The campaigns that LinkedIn is coming out with are saying, hey, we want content creators on this platform. We value the creator economy. We're creating LinkedIn for creators. They created that showcase page, which is surpassed over 1 million followers in less than 6 months. So the power of creators is on LinkedIn. So therefore, if you are still unsure about creating a LinkedIn content strategy, stop being unsure. Take action. And I'm so excited for any of you here today because that's what we're going to be talking about, is starting to be a content creator on LinkedIn.
That's awesome. I want to say hi to Maria and Deb, who are joining us on LinkedIn and on Facebook. Thank you for being here with us live. So we now know we should be on LinkedIn. Creator mode is awesome. I actually had a meeting with a potential client this morning, and I was explaining creator mode to her. She and I have been connected for 10 years, and I told her I turned on creator mode in October. She goes, I think that's about the time I noticed you. And that's why I reached out to you, because even though we had been connected, she had not seen my posts. And that's when I started my LinkedIn newsletter, turned on creator mode, started going live, and she noticed me. Is that what you're seeing?
Yes. And I do, with even saying that you have talks about and your hashtags, when you do the search bar on LinkedIn and you search for somebody who maybe you're interested in connecting with a certain person with a title, your profile looks different in those search results because you now have that phrase, not just your headline, but it comes with that line where it shows your hashtags of what you talk about, which I think is really powerful in the search results because you show up different than other people. And anytime you can stand out is a time to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. So, talking about standing out, for those of you who are watching, you can see Judy's ears. I love that.
Oh, and I even love we all love the bobbleheads from Social Media Week Lima. Shout out to
Let me grab
Jessica.
let me grab mine.
These
Here we
are so
go. We have
cute.
bobbleheads. Woohoo.
We're gonna have
They're
to get
so
a screenshot
fun.
of this.
We will. We'll take a screenshot. These are awesome. So yes, we went to Social Media Week Lima, and this week is actually Social Media Day on June 30th. Those of you who are listening to the podcast, you'll get this a little bit delayed, but it's awesome. There's all kinds of events going on. And we've got Melody now here. She's in Arizona, I believe, and Lisa from Vermont. So this is great. We've got lots of people here. So let's dive into content strategy that rocks for LinkedIn, Judy. Let's get to the heart of the matter.
Yes. So the reason I created this analogy is because I hear all the time, what do I post? What do I talk about? What do I post? And I always start with the fact that people will forget what you say, they'll forget what you do, but they'll remember how you make them feel. That's a quote from Maya Angelou. And I will say so I created this acronym because I go by hashtag Fox Rocks on LinkedIn. My last name is Fox. So the ROCKS stands for, the R is be relatable. That's that idea that people get on LinkedIn and they say, oh, I've got to share this super personal story. No, you don't have to unearth your deepest, darkest secrets to go viral on LinkedIn. But what you can do is create relatable moments and pull out relatable stories from your life. Maybe pull out a relatable business story. Maybe it's your first day of work and you have a relatable story. I mean, I'm even just thinking of a relatable story, and I don't know if this is a good one, but I'm thinking of it.
Go
Just as
ahead.
an example, because I was thinking the first week of work, I was so excited and I was pretty young. And when I got out of work, and talk about the joy I had in my heart, I like skipped to my car because I was like having the best day of my life. And I felt like I'm now making a great salary and on the right career path. And I was just so happy. But the next day when I went into work, I got in trouble for skipping because, yeah, exactly, because of safety concerns. Because what if I tripped over my own feet in the parking lot and I'm still on company grounds? And I was like, wow, like this weird world that I didn't understand. And it was like kind of eye opening to me that my joy of skipping across the parking lot. So that would be a relatable post. It wouldn't, it would just be something that we would go, oh, wow. I might say something like, have anything at work that just kind of, made you think twice about sharing your joy with the world or whatever it is. I don't know. Just
Yeah, no, that's a great story. So skipping at work was a liability to
yes,
your
I
employee.
had no idea it was a safety concern in the parking lot.
Oh my gosh, that's a great relatable story.
I
So
was
if
so
you're,
young. I was a
yeah.
20-year-old skipping across the parking lot.
So I am sure that those who are here live, watching, listening, have some sort of relatable story. And if that's you and you're not sure how to share it, do you have any tips for us on how to write something like that up? Should it be a long post? Should it be a video? Should it be just like, this is what happened to me? Is there anything that you can share with us that would help?
I would say I've even done this myself, even just yesterday. I asked myself, what has been my strongest way of showing up online in the past 2 years, for example? For me, it's been audio. I have been enjoying the audio spaces and I love LinkedIn audio. So I think you should lean into capturing your content however you best do it. So right now, I could capture that relatable story from this live stream and share a clip. So if that's the video that you create, but if you don't feel comfortable on video, don't push yourself at this point. There's no reason because LinkedIn is actually offering you oh my goodness. See, relatable, Melody. Sorry, I had to
No,
pause. I didn't know that
absolutely.
my story would actually be relatable.
Yeah. So Melody says her sister got in trouble for humming because they said it was unprofessional. Oh my gosh. And this is the part that's where it's relatable. Somebody else has a similar story, and now you have a conversation about it.
Yeah,
That is
and I love
awesome.
Melody. I met her at Social Media Marketing World,
Me
and yeah,
too.
so hi, Melody, I love you.
Yay.
I was gonna say with the how you get content out of you, if your best way of capturing a relatable story is just talking one-on-one to a friend, share that story and then write it up in a short text post. Maybe put it with a picture of yourself when you were that age of yourself smiling or however. I mean, again, I had this like innocent glow of myself in my early 20s that I look back on, and I'm in my mid 40s now. So I don't think I skip anymore, but I still hula hoop. So there you go.
I can, yeah, we have video of that,
We
I
do have
think.
video. So
I
I
love
have
that.
always had this joy in my heart. I mean, hello, look at my fox ears. So
That's awesome. So let's move to O. So the first is R is relatable. What does O stand for?
opinion. So
Ooh.
yes, but it doesn't always mean you have to have a controversial opinion. Sometimes any opinion is controversial. Let's just be blunt. Just having an opinion and waking up. I have an opinion that I don't like pizza with pineapple. I just don't. So people will fight to they'll be
I'm
like,
going to
nope.
disagree with you on that anyway. I love cheese and
Oh,
pineapple. I love cheese and banana. I love cheese with fruit.
see, it's an opinion. I've even seen posts on LinkedIn that go viral about any like strong opinion about Excel versus Google Sheets, or an opinion around how to maintain a CRM, a client
Mhm.
management system, or an opinion on how often you should post on LinkedIn. I mean, anything is controversial if you just have an opinion. So I tell people all the time, sit down and just think about the way you like to do things. And then I'm sure you're going to find an opinion in there, like how you, uh, I mean, think about the different platforms that you have options. Oh, no. Oh, yay. Please, no pineapple on pizza. Team, no pineapple, Joe.
So Joe's on your team. There's we're going to have this great divide. That's awesome. Yeah, I wanted to put that out there. See,
But
so
having an
now,
opinion in your industry, that's where you can start. So people say, okay, relatable, how does that get me business? We want to work with people that we're relatable, where we relate to. Opinion means we can start agreeing in something in the industry, or we can start to stand out different than another LinkedIn coach. For example, if that's my industry, or if you're a engineering firm, because that was my first job, was engineering, you can position yourself as, here's how we approach engineering projects. It's different than another company, and that's okay. Being different is the differentiation for why people would hire you.
that's awesome. Yeah, you have two people on your team, unfortunately for me. No pineapple
Oh,
team. There's Deb.
Deb.
So Deb and Joe are with you. Come on, I want to hear from people who like pineapple on their pizza. I can't be
I
the
like
only one.
pineapple and I like pizza, but I just don't quite get them together yet.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. All right. So, opinion is good. I've seen people use this tactic. I don't know if I want to call it a tactic to put a controversial thought out there to get reach.
Like
Um,
clickbait opinion.
Clickbaity.
Yeah.
And people are calling them out for it, but because people call them out, it gets more reach. It's like it's doing exactly what they want.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like it kind of feels yucky, And if you do that all the time, people see right through you.
Yeah.
So you gotta
So
have to.
share opinions responsibly.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. Let's go with C. What's C?
C, I think is my one of my favorites is comment turning it into content. So anyone commenting right now, if you have your thoughts on something you want to share and you create a comment in this live stream, you can actually turn that comment into content. For example, Melody and I could bond back over the whole what is professional. Melody could turn that concept into a post. The concept of is skipping professional, that kind of like language. So comments turned into content. And that is a powerful strategy for LinkedIn.
And that doesn't mean you're going to share the post and
No.
just point out that there's a comment in there. You're saying whatever you wrote, your thoughts on that, continue
Expanded.
that, expand it into content. I absolutely love that. That's great. K, what's K?
Knowledge, 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 knowledge. I think this is the number one thing people go for when they think, I want to get active on LinkedIn. I think this is the probably most quote unquote professional piece of content because I do want you to share a piece of your knowledge. If there's a how to you can break down, if there's a top tips, if there's a strategy that you can expand just a little bit to give people a taste of your knowledge. So this would be an example of how to embed a podcast on LinkedIn, or even this. This is a knowledge post. LinkedIn content strategy that rocks. This is knowledge that we're doing right now.
Right. That's awesome. I want to highlight Deb. She is brilliant as always. She says, if I make a good comment, usually about community management, I copy that comment into my Airtable base and then create a post on it. So she's got a system for this. So very smart, Deb. That is wonderful. And so that doesn't mean you have to then right away go take that and create it, but you can share those, keep those ideas in a place. So then when you're looking for new post ideas, it's right there. And hey, I said something smart 3 weeks ago. Let me post about it. That's brilliant.
And I wanted to tell you why that is one more reason why it's brilliant, Deb. We're going to keep saying that, but when you turn your comments into content, you're actually merging onto the conversation that LinkedIn already wanted to have. LinkedIn's already generating conversation in that topic. Instead of trying to just jam onto the platform and T-bone it and just be like, you're just merging onto the highway, bringing your thoughts onto the topic. So that way it's something that LinkedIn already wanted to talk about. You're more likely to get more comments under your post because you're part of a conversation.
That's brilliant. Okay, so we come to the S.
Success, celebrate. So you want to be ways to say, you know what, I've reached 100 episodes on my podcast, or we want to celebrate with you. Do we celebrate in an office space? Yes, we're constantly going to the break room to get cake for something, or celebrating somebody's milestones in their life or their business. So help us and be open with celebrating your success. It's not about bragging. Some people think, oh, I don't want to get on LinkedIn and start bragging about. I want you to let me know, what are you excited about? Are you proud to be featured somewhere? I'm excited for you because you're going to be speaking at Inbound, and you have done a great job of celebrating that, just by the way, because I've been able to celebrate with you.
Thank you. And you are episode 25 of this podcast. So we're almost halfway through the year, 25th episode. So that's a milestone. I should make a post about that. That's wonderful. And you are so right. Working in an office, you celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, milestones. But when you're working online or hybrid, or you're working from home, those celebrations, you have to kind of manufacture them, right? And then we kind of feel self-conscious and like, is that okay? But brilliant. I'm glad you're telling us to go ahead and celebrate that success
People
in a
need
nice
to
way.
see success. I mean, I need to see that this is the 25th episode, because that is a marker of being consistent, how long the show, and how many. That's 25 conversations that didn't exist until you had them. And I really feel like we don't always celebrate the milestones along the way, because it's just so powerful. And I need to see you celebrating, so it also helps me then celebrate my success too. And we need each other. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that. So let's go over them again. R is
R-O-C-K-S.
yeah.
R-O-C-K-S. Sorry.
Okay.
Relatable. Opinion. Comment is content. Knowledge and success.
That is awesome. Well, I don't know if you are aware, but I have a rapid fire round. So I'm going to now throw at you 3 questions, yes or no answer, or actually not yes or no. You pick one. Sight or sound?
Sound.
Skill or popularity?
Skill.
Book smarts or street smarts?
Book smarts.
I knew that one.
I've got a lot of books over there.
I was like, yes, brilliant. So,
I'll
awesome.
just stay off the street, I guess.
Judy, you have been a fantastic guest. This goes by so fast, these 20 minutes. Where can people find you?
On LinkedIn. So
Yay.
the key is JUDIFOX. And if you can't find me, just type in the hashtag Fox Rocks, just like it sounds.
That's awesome. And definitely, and I heard you speak at Social Media Week Lima, and you were saying that hashtag now is over 1,000 uses. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic, guys. If that's one other little teeny tiny tip that I learned that from Judy, start using your branded hashtag on LinkedIn, and then people can find your content and you can interact with it. And so it's brilliant. Judy, thank you so much for being with me today. I want to thank all of those of you who are here live. Quite a few of you today. If you watch this on the replay, don't forget to put hashtag replay in the comments so Judy and I can come back and answer your questions. And a big shout out. Thank you for listening to this. If you're listening to this as a podcast, Strategy Talks, we appreciate you as well. And make sure to connect with Judy Fox on LinkedIn. Judy, you were brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. Great information. I wondered what R.O.C.K.S was as we were preparing, and I'm so excited. I'm going to definitely be able to remember this acronym. It's really easy, and I can't wait to create some posts to celebrate.
Yay. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to go say goodbye to everybody, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.